Welcome back to the weekly comic wrap up. Yes, episode 49 tonight. And of course, last week, it just did not feel right to go live, especially with the news, the sudden passing of TiVo. Absolute legend, of course. Guys, Lords of the Long Box is one of the main reasons, one of the first channels I actually came across. Of course, newbie comics, comic kingpins, and all that fun stuff. And then TiVo obviously, talking market and actually is where I learned about cover price. So yeah, unfortunate news. The tribute show was absolutely amazing. Everybody killed it. Justin, Bird City, the whole crew. It was just Miss Bird City. Laura, it was amazing, amazing. So definitely want to give my thoughts on that. Show some love because I did get a little quiet after that took place. I know TiVo and I weren't, best buds like, the majority of everybody who did that tribute show, but it does take you, back and remind you that at any point, guys, right? We're not promised tomorrow. So definitely appreciate every day and the people around you. So that being said, tonight we're back. And of course, I did say we have to appreciate those people around us. And yes, the chat, I see you here. Definitely appreciate all of you. But my special guest tonight, yes, somebody I got to hang out with many times already on this channel. Look, 49 episodes. I think he's the first person. Yeah, I've had him, I think it was episode 41. Now here we are at 49. So within the first 50 episodes, we've already hung out 3 times. But guys, one of my favorites. The energy's going to be here because Cliff is in the house. What's up? Yes.
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 Yes. Let me be the reigning champ guest.
Yes. What's going on, man?
Now I just want to achieve Hall of Fame, Black Crown greatness and just be like, oh, multiple guest star. I want to be the standard. Like on SNL, when you hit your 4th time, you get to go to the 4th timers club, right? And then like you hit your 5th or 6th time, then like you get upgraded. It's only Steve Martin and like 2 other dudes.
Yeah. Oh man. But dude, look, I'm hitting 49 episodes tonight, but you, Council of Comics, you guys do your movie review. That hit episode 90 already. You guys are crushing it.
And we hit episode 100 for New Comic Book Day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Past that now, that was a big deal. Unfortunately, it also created a scenario where there was like a separate giveaway, and I was like, ah!
Yeah. But speaking giveaways, guys, I told you guys that by no means am I going to do, hey, here's a 500 subscriber giveaway show. No, but I will show appreciation at any random point to all of you. So if you're tuning in, of course, there will be giveaways. Now, I might throw up a random giveaway show at any point. So, stay tuned, man. Make sure you're subscribed and stay up to speed with what's going on because, yeah, I am going to show some appreciation back to you guys. So there you go. But Cliff, talk to me. You're busy. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it. You know what? Because like I'm in the over 40 crowd. And when you're over 40, that means you have a 50% chance of getting a decent night's sleep. You could derail your whole week if you ate something that disagreed with you after 6 o'clock. I mean, all sorts of things can go wrong.
Jeez, man. But yes, you're putting
That's it. I got you tonight, work tomorrow, council at 8 tomorrow. Tuesday is council recording day. Tuesday at 10, I'm interviewing John Boy Myers with Scotty Vaughn.
I saw that.
And Wednesdays is New Comic Book Day live with the council. I don't know. I'm a little bit burnt out after that. I think I'm just going to take a break.
No, you can't take a break. We need you. We want to see more.
I'm not going to take a full break. I mean, I'm just going to be quiet for like a little bit, and then of course this weekend I got to compensate for all these people at HeroCon. So we gotta come in strong to fill all these appointment gaps.
Yeah. Listen, we will allow you.
I already know what my 50s is going to look like. It's already around the corner. I already saw all elders get hit to 50. All right. This ain't me at 35 going, oh, that won't be me. This is me at 46 going, oh, shit, it's all coming downhill.
Yeah, man. Hey, dude, may you make it to even 100. And if you can, continue to pump content the way you're doing it, we'll all be happy collectors, right?
Listen, clearly I'm doing one thing right.
Yep.
I was like, oh look, I've got subscribers,
Yep. Hey,
and
you're doing well.
I finally made it over 1,000 hours.
There you go. There you go. Yes. So I'm proud of you. Congrats on that. Cliff, very quickly though, I do want to give everybody a little bit of an update because I did say something 2 weeks ago. And of course, with the week that we just took off, well, myself taking off from weekly comic wrap up, I just want to inform some people of certain things. Now, yes, of course, the Michael Schwartz interview is definitely available on the channel, but the reunion show that was supposed to take place May 27 just might be taking place tomorrow. I know that we're all discussing, so keep an eye out for that. But Comic Kingpins, there's that. But I do want to talk about what's popping because, yes, myself, Chiapet, and Anthony are going to be bringing you guys some pop culture content, right? We're going to be talking about everything going on within the pop culture world outside of comics, whether it be sports and all that fun stuff. Unfortunately, the NHL is now winding down, right? We've got the finals, Florida versus the Edmonton Oilers. I could see Cliff already has no interest in either of the two.
I'm like, I heard the words winding down, and I'm over here like, thank you, God.
But yeah, man, so we're going to be touching on some of that stuff, and the blacklist is going to be dropping very shortly, where I'm going to highlight some of the best sales from the month of May in 2024, whether it be new comics, some old ones, and all of that fun stuff, the ones that I just thought were awesome. So keep an eye out for that. And I did mention that a podcast is going to be available within the month of June. So yes, stick around because towards the mid to end of June, I'm going to officially launch the podcast where you can catch all of this content, including the weekly comic wrap up, which hopefully Cliff will be back after episode 49, and we will have this available on podcast.
I'll have to be back for 59, 69, 79, 88, and 89 and 99. That's it.
Yep.
You got every 10. I gotta just fill in the spot.
Yeah, and then the last one is with Infamous Jeb, where we're going to be doing a comic breakdown, breaking down some of the recent comics, what's going on in the stories, and so forth, connecting the dots, seeing what possible spec plays can play out, just comic related, guys. Not all spec play has to be MCU or DC related, right? Cliff, you agree? You read comics. You do just well.
Yeah, I know. Can we just spec because a comic is fucking good already?
There you go.
Do we have to care about a half-rated, half-assed TV show or movie? It's like, oh, Null is probably going to be in that Venom movie. I was like, if Null is in that Venom movie, Null is going to be trash.
Yes.
What are you talking about? They're gonna galacticize him, a la 2007 Fantastic Four. Be like, look at that blob of alien goo. That's no. Oh, I just want to be sick.
Yep, you're not wrong, but dude, if they do a cloud form of Null, that would be horrendous. But all right, Cliff, let's say hi to the chat because Comic Legion, as you can see, I'm rocking the gear. Comic Legion's in the house. Stick around because I have some news about them.
Is Comic Legion the Canadian online LCS of choice now?
Absolutely. See, you know exactly how it rolls. So Canada, there you go. Comic Nation US, but we will talk about that in just a bit. Yeah.
Trev is already agreeing with me in the chat. Jeez.
Yeah, I love Trev. Spidey Hunter's in the house. Spidey's working, doing his thing. Appreciate you coming to check out myself and Cliff tonight. Love for Comics is in the house. We got Michael Baker in the house. Yes, Michael Baker 550 is very close. We got this handsome devil right here in the chat as well. Gear Up to 60 doing his thing. Guys, go subscribe to everybody I'm highlighting tonight because everyone's doing some awesome content. Steph's Comics over on Instagram doing some awesome things. You got Ben LaRouche in the house. What's going on, Ben? Appreciate you. Got Ferdbird. Yo, Ferdy's in the house. Ferdy posting over on Instagram some of his sales, what he thinks of certain sales. So definitely go check out Ferdbird. And also subscribe to his channel. You got JF Collectibles in the house. What's going on, JF? Appreciate you. Uncanny Swag is in the house. Spine Ticks crushed it again last night. Did some awesome... Dude, whenever they show off the recent pickups, I'm always blown away because from sports cards to comics to G.I. Joe action figures, always awesome stuff. But Uncanny Swag, appreciate you being here tonight. We got the Paisan Comic Aussie in the house. That's what's up, Paisan. Hopefully going to see you in 2 months. But yeah, man, appreciate you being here.
Killing myself. All I'm going to do is just kill. This is so funny because anyhow, Oh yeah, I guess Black Crown Comics. Okay, dude, it's so hard to write BCC and not write BBC and like keep straight
Sick
face.
man. You're a sick man. Trev,
I am
what is
not
going
sick. I am absolutely not sick. I am totally 100% human male, and don't tell me otherwise, because
I
y'all
love
know.
it. I love it.
Y'all know you think about it even though you don't want to. Y'all are out there be like, I do think about it, but I don't want to be gay.
Don't ever change, Cliff. Don't ever change. I love you for who you are. Trev, the shipping guru is in the house. Trev, what's going on? My brother going live at 10. Definitely go check out Trev and Evil Mike at 10 p.m. Eastern time after this show. JF's in the house. What's going on, JF? Brian, LCS. Guys, next week it kicks off. It kicks off, right?
The nomination process begins.
There you go. So comic book community awards are kicking off. I actually got the box from Brian that I won over on his channel. So yeah, I got to get through that. Yeah, I can't wait to see. I didn't even open it yet. Surprising. No time. But J2 is in the house. What's going on, J2? Yo, J2, man. Yo, low grades. Nothing but love for the low grades. Definitely go show some love, subscribe, and of course, hit those like buttons. You know, tune into the shows. But J2, appreciate you being here. Chia Pet's in the house. What's going on, Chia Pet?
Is J2 the cute one with the beautiful hair and the long neck?
I mean he's J2. If you I can't disagree. He's not an ugly fella, bro.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying, hey.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Chia Pet's in the house. What's going on, Chia Pet? You got Jason Carvalho in the house. How's it going? Yes. Sick. Love for comics. Absolutely, man. Can't wait to be doing some of that content. We've got Guy Forge. Guy, what's going on? Yes, Euro 2024. It's gonna be insane. I was in Little Italy yesterday, and let me tell you, they are gearing up for Euro 2024. Cliff, it's that time. We're gonna kick off the show. We're gonna get into the FOC picks of the week. Sir, you ready?
I am ready.
Can't stress it out. Don't ever change. Cliff, we're going to go through the FOC selections of the week. For June 10th, of course, now these picks selected by Lefteros. Guys, I said something at the beginning of the show about Comic Legion, but first, before we get to anything Comic Legion, don't forget, if you're in the United States, definitely check out comicnation.us to get your orders in. We're going to give you an extra 5% discount if you use Black Crown as the discount code, giving you 20% off of your order. So don't forget, go check it out. Now, the selections of the week by Lefteros. If you want any of these books, I cannot stress it, guys. By no means are we saying pick them all up. No, you pick up, here's the information, pick up what you think is worthy of picking up. Now, I spoke Comic Legion. Yes, Comic Legion is available within Canada now. That's right, Cliff. You nailed it on the head. The online shop here in Canada. Get yourself 5% off of your first order when you use discount code ENLIST. And guys, the cover prices are already at 20% off. So for your first order, you can get 25% off and then a regular 20% off moving forward. So definitely check out comiclegion.ca. So Cliff, let's get into the first book because it's absolute power. Number 1, this is the cover A, likely the first full team appearance of Task Force 7. And of course, the whole Brainiac Queen stuff, right? No. I see the face.
God have mercy on all of us. Mark Waid, save us from this hot trash. I have never been more nauseated by DC than I have been from Dark Crisis through now. I mean, I've really been enjoying the Superman titles, but this Amanda Waller bullshit has got to end. And she is not Darkseid. She is not an Omega level threat. This is bullshit. People could walk all over her all day and all night. Her biggest weakness is her arrogance. I do not understand. She should not be this tier. I go to bed angry with James Gunn. It's his fault. His movie universe and is just beefing her up unnecessarily. It was fun to see her in Peacemaker. That's the appropriate power level of a freaking Amanda Waller. Not, I figured out how to depower the heroes, and once again, I'm going to be a psychotic bitch and power up super villains because they're somehow the real victims. Girl, It's time to wrap it up. Wrap it up in a bow. Go home, please. You know what? You know what? If Dave did a reboot next month, if they did Ultimate Crisis on Infinite Earths next month, just to put her back in her cage, I might not blame them.
I'm literally crying, Cliff. This was amazing. Cliff had this held in for quite some time, and Cliff always manages to grab some great clips when he hops on this show with me. So I cannot wait to see this clip. Cliff, yes, some spots
That
definitely.
was the tip of the iceberg, by the way. Don't even get me started. Don't even like I've already started. My cage is unleashed. Like Brainiac Queen and freaking Zurinar Robo Batman, like them teaming up. Actually, oh my God, Gemini, Jesus, Robo Batman. Like I mean, like that makes sense, right? You're both two creatures of technology and shit. Fine, you know. What does she have to do with this? And Task Force 7, will I even care? You know, like, Lord have mercy. And then it looks like we got all these Amazo bots that are based off of the Justice League. The Justice League is around, but they don't have a title. And then Dark Crisis was supposed to elevate the Titans, and all it has done is made them look like hot shit. Their book has not. So I think I've covered all my ground here.
You did.
I cannot wait for this to be over, but I love Mark Waid. I want to believe in my heart that he's going to take this hot, goopy diarrhea and turn it into a real story for us.
Thank you, Cliff. Now, I do want to remind you we have 60 slides minimum, so let's get through this. We will talk a little more about Absolute Power once we get to another cover that you and I
we'll don't worry, we'll talk about this when we wrap up at 1 a.m.
There you go. All right. So moving forward, Savage Dragon 271. This is the cover A. Now, guys, this is a Mickey Mouse parody cover and story with Rascally Rodent. Now, of course, this is not the character's first appearance, but it seems this might be, if I'm not mistaken, the first cover. So who knows? This may have, you know, a slight takeoff in the future. Who knows? Again, ever since this has been public domain, it's been wild, right? So, so yeah, pretty cool book. What's your thoughts?
It's fine.
Yeah,
you know, it's you're right, and you know, and Eric Larson has always kind of known what he's doing, so you know he knows how to manage his property. So this is all lovely.
Yeah,
Larson went nuts. What week?
Yeah, what week?
What can I say, dude? Like what? Like nuts currently? Like nuts again? Like you're just rediscovering he's nuts? You've known for some time and just want to reshare with us, dude. One time he went over my friend's art book.
Yeah.
My friend left his art book, right? And he made multiple copies of the art book. He left it with Larson, ran away with me like two schoolgirls, right? Then hid in a corner with me until Larson actually picked it up just so he could read Larson's face going through his sketchbook. And every facial expression was absolute horror, absolute, what am I looking at on this page?
Love it.
So it was terrible because like I was trying to get my friend to go back to be like, you got to confront him. You got to see what he says. He's like, I never want to confront him again.
Amazing. Cliff stories, man. The Cliff stories are always my favorite. But yeah, so Savage Dragon 271. But let's move on because Spider-Boy 9. Yes, this is the main cover. Now, solicitation states that this issue will feature at least one spider we have never seen in Marvel pages.
Oh my God.
I already know where you're going with this, Cliff. Run.
I don't even have to say it. We all know it. That's it. Like, you know what? Like, they're gonna need a crossover just to kill off all the spiders and all the venoms that they've created over the last 10 years because they've gone off the deep end. That said, I actually am enjoying
Spider-Boy is good. It is.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's nice to have a book that I have genuine fun and excitement picking up and reading.
Exactly. That I agree with you at 1,000% because it has been a fun read. But not only this book, let's talk Annihilation 2099 number 2 because we're going to have the first appearance and cover of Star-Lord 2099 and Quasar 2099. Now, I like this cover. There's also the Ken Lashley cover, you know, with the typical 2099 frame around it, in which it does say Star-Lord on it. So I think that's a little neat addition as well to that. But yeah, looks like we have a first here now. Annihilation being one of my favorite stories ever.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
The
So
only reason I'm thinking of picking this up
exactly.
is got Annihilation on it, and because my boy Steve Orlando is writing it.
Yep.
You know.
So there you go. Annihilation 2099. And up next, we have Free Agents #1. Now, this is a cover A that you're seeing right here. First team appearance of the Free Agents. Names are Salvo, Pikey, I think, Katari, Shakti, Ridge, and Marad. And
Chalice.
Yeah, we'll say Chalice. But it is neat to see the whole superhero stuff taking place right on the indie side of things. I am seeing a lot more of that because most indie books we tend to see. I don't want to say that. Sorry,
Kurt Busiek is writing it. That's all we need to know. Kurt Busiek and Fabian Nicieza. That's it.
Exactly, but not just that. Look at this awesome incentive that they have for the 1 in 25. It's a Fantastic Four 25 Jack Kirby homage.
These dirty whores. Jeez.
Yeah, it's super nice, and of course, features Savage Dragon and Ridge. So I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. Lashley is awesome. I agree, but yeah, pretty interesting. It did pique my interest, so I might pick this one up. Free Agents #1. I'm gonna go with the cover A.
Yeah.
All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. This is the cover A. Now it's a new ongoing TMNT title by writer Jason Aaron and artist Joel Jones. Now there's so much I want to say about this book, but I will definitely hold it for the Hot Topics section because there is something circulating this that I do want to discuss. But not only this cover, there's many covers available, and I'll put more.
Really, I couldn't tell that there was like 80 of them.
Yeah, but I do want to shout out Lefteros for this because I'm typically one that does not care for blank covers. And when I do pick it up, it's simply because I'm foreseeing I'm going to take this to a con and get it, signed.
Literally the reason you should be buying them.
Yeah, of course.
Do you not enjoy hope and joy in your life?
Yes, absolutely.
And potential outcomes?
Absolutely. But
I got 3 blanks right here locked and loaded for Terrificon. I'm going to be selling my ass like nobody's business until Terrificon, but they're locked and loaded.
There you go. But yeah, that's exactly it, man. A lot of, I almost never seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, blank covers. So this is
definitely... You need to get at least 5 of them, the 4 Turtles and Splinter, if not 22 of them, just to round out the cast.
Yep. 100%. DJ Wise, appreciate you, man. Yes, definitely hit the like and subscribe button if you are new to this channel. If you're not, definitely hit the like. But yeah, man, so I've not seen many blank covers for, Ninja Turtles in general, right? So this is a good opportunity to pick it up at cover price with your little discounts here of, 20%, 25 if you're ordering off of Comic Legion for your first time. And yeah, so I think this is a good pickup, especially if you're going to get some stuff done, some art, whatever it may be. So yeah, good pickup. Now, we were talking Absolute Power before, and I'm so glad I spaced this out so we can cut it, just a little bit. You came in heated, baby. But this is the cover J. Now, it's an unlockable variant cover depiction of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman by Daniel Sampere. Dude, you and I spoke prior. Now, retailers need to qualify for this particular variant, so I don't imagine we'll see too many of them. But I don't know what is going on with Wonder Woman. I told you, this is the most manliest looking Wonder Woman I have ever seen. The chest is just...
Well, first of all, what is going on here? Because this cover is by Daniel Samper, who's been working on Wonder Woman series, and she's been freaking phenomenal. So I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, not my favorite.
I mean, at least here, her breasts look like they're coming through the pectorals, whereas the other one just only looked like pectorals.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little odd, but still, I think the fact only because
you know what they should have done. They should have made this cover done by Choi. That would have brought all the boys to the milkshake yard. That's
100%. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, man. It's just it's. I don't know. Not the best cover. I'm going to put it out there, but the fact that yes, retailers need to qualify in order to get this one. I guess we won't see too many of them. Yeah, her face looks like Stallone in First Blood. You're not wrong, dude. It's very manly-esque. I don't know what's going on. I know they watch the powers, but
Daniel Samper, that book, she looks amazing. The book is great.
Yeah. Yeah, the cover is cool except Wonder Woman, 100% Chia Pet. So yeah, let's just move on from that because I don't want to get Cliff, revved up over this again. So moving on, Ultimates number 2. Now this one right here is an unrevealed spoiler cover
Mm.
by In Hyuk Lee, which In Hyuk Lee's done some
I love
amazing.
everything. I love everything we're hearing. I love his work. I love that it's a spoiler cover. I'm very excited.
Now, one thing that is interesting though is this particular cover right here. We know that Midas is coming. Seems that Midas might be what is this gold Iron Man esque costume because it's exactly what it seems like. So the variant cover featuring what appears to be a new Earth 6160 character by Nick Bradshaw. But if this is already a giveaway of a new character, I could only imagine what's going to be on the spoiler. Who knows? So you might want to keep an eye out for that. I'm not saying it might be the
Listen,
biggest comic.
I'm having a great time with everything they're doing. I do kind of wish that Hickman was handling Ultimates, but Dennis Camp is doing a good job. Like the first issue was good, so we shall see.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. So keep an eye out for Ultimates. But one book that absolutely went from 0 to 100, Falling in
Dude,
Love on the Path to Hell, number 1. This is the second printing, a love story about a samurai and gunslinger who meet in
in purgatory, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Purgatory. Listen, yeah, gotta keep your ear to the ground. Okay, first of all, Jerry Duggan, who is like an art by Gary Brown, but Jerry Duggan is like the hero of the Fall of X because like he grabbed that Hellfire Gallop by the reins and held that ship together until the wheels fell off, and then the last few issues were absolute mega trash.
Yeah.
What everything he did, everything he incorporated Iron Man in was amazing. As soon as I heard this was his book, I jumped all over it and like just not a surprise here,
Yeah, dude.
Again, good stories will sell.
Yeah, but I do want to put emphasis on what you just said. You immediately, like you said, ears to the ground. You saw, Gary Brown, Jerry Duggan behind this, and you were like, yeah, this is a total pickup for you, right? I did see Image over on their Instagram in their story. They shared this book, and they even said, like, consider yourselves warned, guys. Like, fair warning. Like, you might want to pick this up. I thought it was just a publisher trying to hype them, their product, right? But it's really good. Now,
no, I think the publisher is sitting there squealing, being like, "Oh my god, we got another hit! This is amazing!"
Yeah,
but like, it's Image's year, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but the all red cover, I personally prefer the first one, but I think this is a good pickup. Definitely, if if the book does hit or whatever reason, it was a good read, so you might want to pick.
A good read. Listen. I think it's got a lot of potential, and if they know to keep it contained, and not go too off the rails, it's great.
Yep, agreed. Canadian Survivalist in the house saying YouTube was hiding you. I had to type you in the search. What the F?
I hate when that happens because you could click on those little things, right? And one of them is live, and I'll click on it, and I'll know someone is live that I'm following, and I don't see nothing. And I'm like, how dare you, algorithm? Wow. How dare you? On the other hand,
take 1 week break. Look at that.
Look, the algorithm introduced me to Crisis en Tierras Argentinas, so shout out to the Argentinian collectors, and it introduced me to Super Slab Comics and the Black Comic Lord. So thanks, algorithm, for getting something right.
There you go. There you go. But let's move on from this one because we've got later prints here with Redcoat number 1, and of course we've got Rook Exodus number 1, third printing. Again, if you guys missed out, it's a good opportunity to pick up these books because
just to read the story.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if this is a flip opportunity. I will tell you this again. Image in the office is, oh my god, this is our year.
Yep. Yep. Oh, Canadian Survival is saying he was just watching Black Comic Lord. So there you go. Yep. Awesome stuff. And of course, moving on, we're talking later prints. X-Men 97 number 3 hits a second printing. Of course, everybody loving these covers, right? X-Men 97, the nostalgia, all of that fun stuff. Dude, that Rogue One with Gambit popped. I don't imagine this one popping. I don't think so. But if you're a fan, I think this is a
I
neat
mean, it
pick.
could. It's got everyone on there, including Morph.
Yep, Morph is there. I
And
see him in the back.
Morph doesn't even show up until issue 2.
Yeah, very true. Very true. But yeah, this I think is a neat pickup, man. I love it. So I'm probably going to be picking this one up. And one other book I wanted to bring up was the Wolverine 88 1 in 25 incentive. This is pretty neat. Yes, it's an homage, but it's totally different with the colors, of course. So it's neat, although I do think, the regular facsimiles, I think people are going to overlook completely just to get this one. So you like it?
I'm
Just think.
undecided.
Sorry?
I'm undecided.
Undecided. That's fair. Well, I'll let you think about it while we talk about Doom, who is going to a second printing. No surprise.
As it should. No surprise.
Yeah.
Sanford Green. Again, Jonathan Hickman and Sanford Green. Who
Yep.
doesn't hear like a super team, Like, again, I know there's a few people out there that did not love this. I'm sorry for you, but overall response has been 1,000% approval rating.
Yeah. I agree, man. It's, dude, like you said, the super team. I don't know how, some people may have missed that, and it's okay to miss it. I mean, guys, we're all normal, we're all human. But yes, super team.
But
I think really when you look at the price tag, right, and knowing it's a one shot, some people are like, whatever, right? So they may have passed on that. But then after the fact, the book dropped. Look what it's doing on the aftermarket. I will say for the second printing, I don't like the cover, but it doesn't matter because realistically, these will probably be thrown to the side because people are going to want this 1 in 25 incentive of the cover
right,
rating now no longer. Yeah.
Virgin of the first cover of the first cover A.
Gorgeous cover. In fact, I actually didn't even realize at the top of that circle you had Galactus there because the trade was there, right? It just took me away completely from even acknowledging that. But yeah, neat cover for the 1 in 25. I don't like when they do this. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan when they just give us a virgin for the later prints, but sometimes it just works. It's a nice cover. I would want one. But anyway, X-Men #1. This is the main cover. That's right. Fresh start, baby. The Krakoa stuff has come and gone. Here we are. Fresh start. Ryan Stegman. Jed MacKay. Talk to me, baby.
That's literally it. I was like, well, we've got Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman. Let's see.
Yep. Let's see. But we are going to see some other covers. Again, many nice covers. You got the X-Men #1 Campbell variant.
Yep, the Booty Chaser cover. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely gorgeous. Come on. It's J. Scott Campbell. You know how Campbell fans can be. I myself am definitely going to be picking this one up because this is a cover that you would think is going to be available on his website as an exclusive, right? But no, that's not the fact.
Okay,
although I do think,
you know what? You know damn well he's going to have like 9 nines of this on his website for sale for $450 or something.
You are not wrong, and I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if that's the case. Desired Comics, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming to hang out. But yeah, man. So this Campbell cover, absolutely gorgeous. But hold on, because there's more than just that Campbell. Because we got the John Tyler Christopher cover with magic on it. Absolute magic. That's what I'm gonna call this cover because it's.
I gotta tell you, this is one of the best negative space covers I've seen in a while.
I agree 1,000%. I think this is gorgeous. And again, I will say John Tyler Christopher covers, most of these negative spaces have been kind of redundant, but it looks amazing. I think this is one of the better ones as well. I agree with you. Kind of when Nakayama has, he's been doing it. He is still doing it, FYI.
Of course, I love the Nakayama ones, 99 out of 100. Okay, or at least 9 out of 10. I love them.
Yeah. But I think John Tyler Christopher absolutely killed this. So this is a definite pickup for myself. And we said that, yes, there's the trade available for the J. Scott Campbell, but now there's also the 1 in 100 incentive, which is a virgin. So it's very nice, gorgeous cover. Of course, I could imagine this is already starting to see some traction on the secondary market. So if you have the opportunity to pick one up, sure, go for it, man. I know that my boy here, Spidey Hunter, is definitely killing it on a website. I don't want to give it away, but he finds some good deals. If he wants to give it away in the chat, feel free. But yeah, man. So if you can score a good deal on this, I think this is a neat pickup. Paperweight, it's better late than never, bro. We always appreciate you coming to hang out. Flex,
Exactly.
man,
Oh,
we
you
back.
know, we missed one or two of my rants. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, you missed a few of those, but
But
I'm
you know
happy
what?
he made it. I'm happy he made it because the market is very DC heavy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all
You
I'm
know
gonna
what I appreciate about Psylocke here is she moving? Are her feet doing that because she's moving in a very stealthy, spyish manner, or is she doing it because of the type of footwear is very old school bear? So when you walk that way, you are more sensitive to the things going on the ground. Like it actually looked like he was genuinely hyper thoughtful of her footwork here,
Yep.
um, despite it being another booty shaker.
It's
Uh,
the calves. She's showing off the calves. That's what's
no,
going
but
on.
like that movement is very specific,
It
right?
is. It
And
is.
like that's what I like. It's like it could have just been another booty shaker cover, and it is in its own right. But the fact that it's like, but she's also like, you know, a ninja
Doing
and
her thing.
got to
Yeah.
move a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's neat. Again, I like it. Definite pickup. I'm definitely going to go with this trade right here simply because my wallet does not permit me to get this one. But of course, like I said, if you have the opportunity, man, pick up this one in 100 because it's gorgeous. But guys, that's the FOC selections of the week by Lefteros. Now, of course, support Lefteros by visiting comicnation.us. You got 15% off of the cover price if you're in the United States. Get yourself an additional 5 by using discount code Black Crown. And of course, Canada, welcome Comic Legion to the chat, baby. That's right, because they have made their way on the online side of comic, shops. So definitely go visit comiclegion.ca and get yourself an additional 5% off by using discount code ENLIST, which right now it will give you that 5% off of your first order, but their comics are always at 20% off. So you're already getting some great deals out the gate by Comic Legion. So there you have it. Now, before I move on, of course, guys, subscribe to Cover Price. I almost forgot. How could I forget? Cover Price, guys. Go subscribe because they are the best comic book price guide around. One of the, I always say it. They're non-biased. They're non-biased. They're just giving us the info, baby, and nothing but love for for Cover Price. So there you have it. Cliff, we made it through the FOC. I told you we're going to talk some market, and it is a little DC heavy.
Ooh.
Yes. So I know you love DC. I know Paperweight loves DCs here in the chat. I hope a lot of you do. But there's also some other fun stuff. So Cliff, are you ready?
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am ready.
I love it. Went into character for us tonight. But guys, we got the market report, of course, highlighting some of those books that made the list over on CBSI, on Cover Price, checking prices over on eBay, Go Collect. And of course, we've got Baker Shakers. That's right, the Baker Shakers, a main staple now, part of this show. So let's get into it with the first book on the list being Sonic the Hedgehog 69. Absolutely had to talk about this because all we're talking about is the books that
Everyone's
I
a
thought
bunch of
were.
perverts. The whole internet, you're a bunch of perverts. Okay.
No.
You know, this book doesn't officially introduce nobody. It's
Yeah.
issue 69. Comics Curing Cancer and Big Time Collectibles special variant 69. Comics Curing Cancer's booth at Heroes Con coincidentally ends in 69. Y'all a bunch of dirty pervs, okay?
Yes, we are.
You
We
know,
are.
good for
No,
you.
no, we are going to be getting a build up to a new character who's going to be debuting in the next issue of issue 70. So do
Right.
keep an eye out for that. But you got to remember that these 1 in 10 ratios by Natalie Foudrain are doing amazing just in general. Now you go back to the earlier issues, that's what's going on. So a raw high for 21 US doesn't surprise me here for this book. Came in at number 3 on Cover Price. And of course, I am going to highlight it because I love these video game books.
I'm gonna call it a bussy maker.
Yes, a bussy maker. That's fair. Absolutely fair. So let's move on then from this book because Gromit's number 1 surprised a lot of people. This is the 1 in 10 ratio. Now, this was a great read. I really enjoyed it. When I was, a young BC, I guess we'll call it. 14 years old, 13 years old. I thought I was Tony Hawk. I bought myself skateboards, was waxing sidewalks, and I really was going the whole the whole way with wanting to be a skateboarder. Did I try to attempt a 900 on a pipe? No. Yeah, on the ramps, absolutely not. But it was a period of time in my life. Now, reading this kind of took me a little bit back. I think this cover also captures just the entire scene, right? Like literally in front of what looks like a 7-Eleven, right? Um, Dude's grinding right off of
it's
that.
the whole vibe, and it obviously spoke to an entire generation of people.
Yeah.
Not really me, but it spoke to an entire generation of people.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, when they come out with another comic about a bunch of nerdy kids in the 90s sitting in someone's dad's computer room with the modem going off in the background, and they're all hunched around the table playing D&D with their snacks, then that's the book. That's my book. That's gonna be like, oh my gosh.
There you go. But yeah, man. So, I felt like this definitely spoke to me. It was a book that I enjoyed reading. And no surprise, a raw high for the 1 in 10 was 38 Canadian dollars. Came in at number 10 on cover price. There is a second print that's available. So definitely keep an eye out for it, man. But yeah, there's a lot of nice covers. Yeah, Ferdy loves this cover. I agree, dude. It's super nice. I didn't get the 1 in 10. I just got myself the regular cover A. But yeah, again, really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely picking up.
I stamp it a full shaker.
Yep. A full shaker. Ben saying, in my days, it was rollerblades. Yeah, dude. Now, was it the two in the front, two in the back, or were you extreme a little bit and you just had the four lined up in a row? So let us know. But yeah, let's keep on going, because Doom #1 we spoke about just now in the FOC, right? A lot of those books popped. The cover A popped. You had, the Granoff cover pop. A lot of them. The 1 in 100. But the one that got pretty much the least love, in my opinion, was the 1 in 25 ratio by Maria Wolf. I feel like this one got completely overlooked. So it's nice to see it's finally getting some attention, because we got a raw high sale of $70 US. Came in at number 19 on cover price. And yeah, no surprise.
None. I give it the full bussy maker. And yes. I'm like, some comics are out there and they're just a great shaker, and some are out there and they're giving you rosebud, and that's what this one's doing.
Yeah, no, it's a neat cover. I will say it's hard to top that Granoff cover. It's just it's way too good. So again, I'm happy to see this one getting some love.
Although like the photorealistic painted variant also was very good.
Yeah, dude. Amazing. But here we have, like I said, the 1 in 25 hitting $70 US. So happy to see that. Now, let's move on, because I said we're going to get into a lot of DC stuff. You got Night Terrors, Zatanna #2, a 1 in 50 ratio by Chumel. Dude, raw sale, $200 US, cover price shaker. Talk to me, Cliff.
I don't know. Sometimes hot trash makes it uphill.
It does.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I talked about this yesterday morning with Phil's Treehouse, and I was like, I don't know what's happening here. I mean, I guess if you really love Zatanna or something.
Yeah. Dude, 200 raw is pretty impressive for this book. Like, this is really up there.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Like, I don't approve. I do not approve.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
There's no reason to pay 200 for this. No one do that again. Remember, I like, there was that time I was at a comic show. There was like a 9.8 Spawn #1. The guy wanted 275, and I was like, no, there are 16,000 of these on the market.
Yeah.
Kenny answer, I said, that's gross, Cliff. I'm like, which thing? I've said so much dirty stuff.
I know. It's hard to pinpoint what. But one thing I forgot to mention about the other books we just discussed, Gromit's #1, the 1 in 10, also came in at number 8 on CBSI. So there's that. And we also had the Doom 1 in 25 by Maria Wolf. That was at number 2 on CBSI. So it was not on the slide, but I do want to put that information out there. Now, let's move on, because another cover price shaker that I absolutely had to speak about was Mega Man #1. This is the holo foil by McFong. CGC 99 sold for 1,500 US dollars, cover price shaker, and it is unfortunately the only Mega Man cover I am missing of issue number 1. I've got the Scotty Young, I've got the regular cover A. I don't have this holo foil.
Well, it's a beautiful holo. I'm so sus. Where did this 9.9 come from?
Right.
What year was it graded 9.9? I need to know immediately.
Yeah, we need to figure this out because seeing a 9.9 hit the secondary market, making a very impressive sale too.
I think there's a few people out there who have a video with the threshold of 9.9s coming out in 2024 is off the charts.
Yeah. It is. Well, of course, we're going to start seeing a lot more, right? If you have a holo foil raw, I think now it's a good time to send it in. Who knows, right? You might hit a 9.9. But yeah, awesome sale. Was very cool to see this for 1,500 US, but also another one, video game related, of course, because I love books as such. Sonic the Hedgehog, issue 25. First appearance of Metal Sonic. Now, I know that the cover here says Mecha Sonic. Now,
yeah.
They're clearly out the gate. There was a little bit of change because Mecha Sonic is known as Metal Sonic now. But here you've got the first appearance. Now there's 2 CGC 9.8s on the census, and we recently saw a 9.8 sale of 410 US dollars. Again, a cover price shaker. Pretty impressive sale. I like this.
I approve.
Yeah, agreed. I'm happy you approve because I was scared you were going to get upset again. I didn't want.
No, this actually makes sense because it has a tremendous fan base, right? It is the first cover appearance. I believe the character doesn't appear until much later in storyline, if I understand that correctly. So I think it's great.
Yeah, no, I agree. But let's move on because Cult of the Lamb number 1. This is the 1 in 100 ratio by Stan Sakai. Raw high 247 Canadian dollars, came in at number 5 on CBSI. Again, I don't remember who was my guest when this was passing FOC. I think it was Justin Nemesis Prime. But Cult of Lamb, it was a video game. It is a video game that, again, I did not play simply because I did see it. I remember seeing it, dude. Like
I knew nothing about it until this book was like coming out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like I did see it. I didn't play it because it didn't look like the type of video game I would be interested in playing. I was like, oh, whatever.
Apparently, you can run your own cult at the end of the world, so like maybe it's worth looking into.
Yeah, no, it's kind of piquing my interest, right? So definitely gonna. I have a copy. I haven't read it yet, so I'm going to give it a read and then take it from there, see if I'm going to stay on board. But listen, maybe I'll end up playing the video game.
I need a game that's so intuitive about the apocalypse that I can make an army of leather dad and lads who control airstrike bombers. Like that's what I want at the end of the world. Just that where I'm like, I want a game that's intuitive enough to allow me to just make that happen.
Yeah. Shout out to AOA putting in the work, putting everyone's handles up there for you guys to follow, subscribe to. So definitely do so. But yes, Michael Baker, enjoy the show. Yes, I agree. Now, we're back into Baker Shaker territory. Let's kick it off with Strange Tales 126. This is the first appearance of Clea and Dormammu, who we have both seen in Doctor Strange movies already, and a CGC 6.0 sold for 199 US dollars. I think
that's a good deal.
That is a great deal, right? Yeah. You agree?
Yeah. Apparently, people have just been sleeping on this book.
Yeah. It's nuts to think. Look here. Look, I'm not doing it on purpose. Sorry to have shown the next book, but Cult of Lamb 247 Canadian, 199 US dollars. We're looking at more or less the same, right? We'll say maybe just a bit more on this end, but I think this is a great book to pick up for 199 US dollars. I always tell myself the 7.0 and up range for me is where I always try to aim. But for such a book at this point in time, like, I'm okay with the 6.0 at 199 US dollars.
The older the book, the lower the number. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm strictly at the point where as long as the cover is good looking, I'm done.
Right. There you go. I agree.
Like this bad boy. It's an 8.5, but the cover looks great.
It does. And it's a newsie.
And it's a newsie. Looks great. Good enough for me. I'm happy.
I agree. So, first Baker Shaker, I think this is a good deal. So whoever picked this up, congratulations. But yeah, man, definitely, gonna keep an eye out for this book now. Now it's on my radar. It's like, oh, okay, might be a good time to pick up. So let's move on because we've got X-Men number 9. This is the first meeting of the X-Men and Avengers, which, guys, I cannot stress it enough. You know it's going to happen, right? It's bound to happen. CGC 6.0, $549 US. Again, I think that is not too bad of a price for such a book.
Yeah, no, it's not bad for that price.
Yeah. It's a pretty neat cover, too.
Oh, it's a great cover. You know, I know some people complain because it's like, oh, it's busy. I'm like, oh, whatever.
No. No, well, I would say slightly at the bottom there, but
Yeah, I mean, it's great. You got Professor X against Lucifer. You got the Avengers battling the X-Men. Like, it's all the things.
Yeah, shit's literally hitting the fan here. But yeah, great cover, great book, and of course, I agree with Uncanny Swag saying X-Men, fuck the world, baby, 100%. But all right, let's move on because we've got Batman number 9. Look at this, first Batman Christmas story. Ooh, CGC 5.0 sold for $5,000. That's insane coin, but it is a wonderful book to have, especially it's a dude, the cover alone, like it's my biggest fear when I purchase new comic book day books that are all black, right? You always worry about those ticks, color breaking ticks and all that fun stuff, but a 5.0 at $5,000, this is a neat book to have within your collection. Obviously, don't care about the first Batman Christmas story. I don't think anybody cares, right?
What do you mean? I love a good Christmas book.
Stop it. Stop it.
Why would you say stop it? Some of my favorite comics are Christmas comics. Metropolis Mailbag gets me every time. Every time.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But I'm just saying, I think the prestiginess behind this, you know what I mean, being within in the single digits of Batman, and I don't think it's because
it's the single digits of Batman. It's back before the homophobia crisis, so like it's probably a great book. And now, because of you, I'm gonna have to dig it up and read it.
There you go. Okay, fair.
Also, it's a spotlight cover. So for people who collect, like have a particular type of collection focus, like spotlights, it's the spotlight cover.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, man, I think this is a neat book.
Should read. You know what? They should facsimile this for Christmas.
That would be great. That is a good idea. Then I would pick it up for the Christmas read. So Cliff, you're onto something. DC, pay attention. Pay attention. The man has good ideas.
What DC did this year? Freaking peppermint candy Santa breath on that one cover. That was amazing.
Yeah, with the beat up Santa. That was great. But yeah. So let's move on from this because we've got nostalgia in a nutshell, because Superman Adventures #1, based on the animated TV show. This book is a neat wraparound as well. I just want to put that out there. CGC 98, $169. Yes, please. I would definitely like to pick one up. I would totally pay that.
I think it's great. Yeah, I would probably do that as well. Yeah, Paul Dini wrote it. I love everything going on here. Terry Austin did the inks. I mean, come on. Legendary.
Yes, sir.
And the #1 of the Superman Adventures are in that silver print. It's great.
Yeah. It's funny because I have the Batman Adventures #1 in a, it looks like a contender 100%. So now that I saw this, Michael Baker sent it over, and I'm like, man, it reminded me I don't have this, so now I need it, right? So I kind of want to pick this up to pair it up with the Batman one.
You're like, I need it before it's too late.
Yep, exactly. So pretty interesting. Baker Shaker right here. CGC 98, $169.
Now I'm mad because I need it before it's too late.
Yeah. We'll fight each other on eBay with the bids, right? That's where we're gonna settle this. You're gonna win 100%.
Oh no, we're gonna handle it at Terrificon.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose.
If I'm lucky at Terrificon, all of you will lose and I will win.
Oh my god! Come on. We're keeping this PG, right? No, I'm kidding.
No, why? Who said that? I was like, I don't got any children. I don't got any children on board. I'm good.
I got 2 kids sleeping right now, but let's move on.
They don't know anything. What are they gonna do? Daddy, what's a rim job and a rosebud?
I really hope they don't come back to watch these shows when I'm like,
listen, you're doing a great job as parents, as long as the teacher never calls you in to say, so little Robbie said that he saw mommy brushing her teeth with daddy's pee-pee.
Yeah, that's fair game. But all right, man. Superman Adventures #1. So back to DC. Batman 608. Now, hold on, guys, because this right here is a Batman Day special edition printing error. That's right. This is a foil. Now, what was the error here? On the CGC label, it specifically says that it's because the pages were printed out of order, right? So it kind of messed up the whole story. CGC 99 sold for $593 US. Again, Baker Shaker. That's pretty impressive coin for the book.
It's impressive coin. It's not impressive.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
with
like
you're
I'm
saying.
just like, you know what? How about you go get the original second print, and and probably a more fair investment for in the Hush storyline.
Yeah. Now, again, I guess we look at the fact that, okay, printing error, sure, whatever.
And they're
In
all
fact,
foil covers, I believe, too.
yeah, exactly. And it's a 9.9, right? I get it, and people like the 9.9s, but I think the fact that it's got that kind of an error, it kind of throws me off, right? I collect for the book, right? I like the book. I want to make sure that if it's a 9.9, it's a good book. If I'm gonna crack that open and want to read one day, well, I don't imagine many of us would, or any of us would crack open a 9.9 to read it. But you get what I'm saying, right? The story is not properly printed, so I don't know how I feel about that one.
I feel very neutral. This is very, very it's for completionists. That's all it's for.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got love for comics saying he has the foil in his hand as we speak.
I got the foil like staring at me on the other side of the room, basically. But
That's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, so Batman 608, CGC 99, $593. Now, this one is a pretty neat one if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, because you have Warren Presents Special Edition Lord of the Rings. This copy that sold was signed by Elijah Wood, Orlando Bloom, and Rhys Davies.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
7.0 sold for $649. I think that's great.
Deal.
Yep.
They got a deal.
You agree with me, right?
Oh, this was fantastic. Absolutely. Yep. If you found this copy alone and then hunted down their signatures, it was going to cost you more than $649.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. You're spot on with that. So I think that was a good deal. Of course, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, it's a no-brainer. Definitely want to shout out to Dan Villatore, who just popped in the chat. Dan, appreciate you being here. Dan, you're doing some great things, man. I did see your Instagram. You look great, bro. You look amazing. Dude is, on pace. He's losing weight and really taking care of himself. So I'm super happy for you. Dan, hit me up, man. I want to get you on the show sometime real soon. But yeah, so Lord of the Rings, CGC 7.0, signed by Elijah Wood, Orlando Bloom, Rhys Davies. You got $649.
And Michael Baker says it looked beautiful in person.
Oh, that it does actually. I saw the actual copy that sold, and it looks very clean. The cover, like you said, right? Even though it's a 7.0, as long as the cover presents well, you're happy with it, and it presented very well. So, yeah, good sale. But all right, we're gonna get back to Christmas, Cliff. Look at you. I hope this makes you happy, because Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, back in I think it was 39, or it's in the 30s.
Montgomery Ward promo, first appearance of Rudolph. It's from Montgomery Ward.
Yeah, there you go.
Everyone take that in if you were alive for Montgomery Ward.
Yeah, well, a CGC 4.0 sold for $625. Guys, it's now Christmas in June on this show, because we spoke Christmas just earlier, and here you go with the first appearance of Rudolph selling this week. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
Now, would you pay $625, Cliff? How do you feel about this one?
Again, Montgomery Ward promo, old as hell, first Rudolph. Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
This is totally acceptable.
The only place I could have found a photo that was proper enough to present tonight was actually on mycomicshop.com.
That's right, because they the shit.
Yeah, they are. You got Michael Baker saying, I remember Montgomery Ward. I had a moment when I saw this book. There you go. So yeah, monkey wards. But yeah, man. So pretty interesting. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Not bad. So, hold on. We got Dan saying my grandmother worked for Montgomery Ward back in the day for 40 years. Wow. Shout out to her, man. That's hey, she did her time there. My God. But all right, something is killing the children. Number one, this is the sixth printing, first appearance of Erica Slaughter, of course. CGC 98 sold for $420. Now, that's pretty impressive. Also, factoring, there's been on again, off again, on again, off again rumors about this, making its way to either Amazon or whatever it may be. But the sixth printing doing some damage, I would say 420 is pretty impressive considering. What's your thoughts?
We already know how I feel about this whole thing.
Talk to me.
Have they? I'm like, aren't they done killing the children in that town yet?
Story wise, yeah, like with everything going on, I get what you're saying, but of course, the first couple of issues are always going to be sought out after, right? I know, dude, that issue 5 popped. I would say last year, man, that one did pretty well, and it's still holding. But the later prints, seeing the sixth printing seems to be getting quite a bit of love. So $420, I think, is pretty impressive.
It's impressive,
Yep.
but 6 printing. So I'm kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So like, no, I don't. No, it does not meet my approval rating. And again, because like Rudolph, God knows how long ago that was printed. First Rudolph in comics. This is 6 printing of a number 1 of a book of a comic that's been optioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel you.
My OnlyFans, something that's killing my pussy, is going to do better than this.
Cliff, I swear to God, man, don't ever change, dude. Don't ever change. But all right,
I'm trying to convince Matt and Jay to partake in that recreation.
I love it. But all right, let's talk more classics. We spoke Rudolph. Now we're going to talk the Three Musketeers, because classic comics number 1.
For the love of God, we just went from this 6.
Now, hold on. I just want to correct, because the slide does say CGC 98. It wasn't a 98. It was a 3.5 that sold for $665. That is a big difference in grading.
That is a big difference in grading.
Yes.
I do want to say this is still a better bargain than 6 printing 9.8 killing the children.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
No, I understand. I can see why you would compare the two, but again, a 3.5 is selling for $665. That is, again, like you said, a pretty impressive sale. It's a good deal, I guess. Classic Comics, if I'm not mistaken, ended up changing name afterwards.
Yes. Now, is this the first Three Musketeers as a comic?
No, not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
Number 1.
Sorry?
It's just Classic Comics number 1.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
Classic Comics number 1, but I believe there was the Three Musketeers who did make a first appearance in a different form. So I don't know what kind of a book it was, but yeah, never seen this before. It's interesting looking. Yeah, it is. It really is. But let's move on, because we've got Radiant Black number 1. Comic Chic, Radiant Black podcast. Again, can't stress it enough, guys. Definitely go show some love to Comic Chic and the Radiant Black podcast. But Radiant Black number 1. Here is the Coliseum of Comics edition, signed by Kyle Higgins. You can see the signature there on the comic. CGC 98 sold for $200. Now, one thing I do want to say is that Radiant Black, guys, Energon Universe is doing its own thing right now. It's bringing in IP names that we've known, throughout time, like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and all that fun stuff. But Radiant Black building its own universe, I loved it out the gate. I really enjoyed Radiant Black. It did lose me along the way. I will say that shortly after Rogue Sun and all of that fun stuff, like I was around the issue 20 mark where I was like, okay, it's fallen to the back end of my reads, but I will be catching up to this. But just to put emphasis on the Coliseum of Comics edition signed by Kyle Higgins, this is a connecting, and if you want to see what it looks like, well, here it is. So it connects from issues 1 to 6. I think together this looks amazing. It's kind of hypnotizing, I'm not gonna lie.
It does look amazing. It does.
Yeah, these look great all together. So if you're a Radiant Black fan, or you're into this at all, like I said, Radiant Black is great, so I do encourage people to pick that up. But CGC 98 selling for $200, not too bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. And I guess I'm showing my bias because I actually like Radiant Black.
Yeah, dude. Kyle Higgins, man. This also looked great in the slab. Colors really popped. Yeah,
Yep.
100%, dude. 100%. But moving on from Radiant Black, we're going back to our childhood right here. Uncle Scrooge 392. This is the 2010 San Diego Comic Con convention edition that came out back then. CGC 98 sold for $375 US. Of course, DuckTales right there on the cover. I love this. I love this so much.
I like it. And I guess 2010 and limited printing, and probably more limited back then than by today's standards. So 375 seems all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to remember that the book is now 14 years old.
There's a lot of dollar bin comics that are 14 years old.
Yeah.
That have beautiful covers.
Yes. I know. I see you comparing every book that's coming up, and you're like, I would have got this, I would have got that. But yeah, man, I
like, no, if I have 375, I'm not hunting this book down. Like,
yeah.
No, for 375, I'm gonna go for some personal classics.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you want to speak personal classics? Let's get to this because
Batman. There we go, bitches. There we go.
Batman 234. You got the first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face, CGC 9.2, sold for $1,249 US. It's a Baker Shaker, and there's a few things I want to talk about when it comes to DC and their keys, and especially the first Silver Age appearances, because yes, getting those real first appearances are always going to be way more than what we can normally afford. If you can afford it, props to you. But DC keys in general. Now, I know Swaggo House just recently did a video not too long ago about DC keys possibly being, undervalued.
They are totally undervalued.
I encourage everybody to go watch it. But yes,
unless of course it's Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. But that is the case, man. I remember when Comic Chic was on, we were talking about that, and he was putting, a lot of facts on the table when it comes to DC keys being very undervalued. And I totally agree, because the more you look at it, it's like there's so many that you could pick up for dirt cheap right now.
Yep. Don't worry. If DC ever finally gets a successful movie universe, that might change.
Yep. Agreed.
So,
but someday. But Cliff, guys, chat. That was the market report for this week. So not bad. We're on good time, Cliff, because we have one more segment to get through, and that, my friend, is the hot topics. So, Cliff, for the last time, I want to know. You ready?
I am fire. I am life incarnate. I am the lightning, and I am ready.
There you go. Yeah, I love it. Once, not twice, but 3 times. He really showed us he was ready, and we are going to get into some of the hot topics this week because, yes, within the last week, there's been some pretty interesting ones, because here we kicked off this week with Venom, The Last Dance, right? We got ourselves a little trailer here, and within the trailer, we saw some interesting things. There was the horse, right? The symbiotic horse.
Yeah, symbiotic horse.
Yep, that was very interesting. A little too much comedy, some felt, right?
You know what? I mean, it's a Sony film.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I know some of you love Venom. And listen, I love me some Tom Hardy, but really, what do I give a shit at this point?
Yep.
I'm literally going to see this for him if I bother to see it in theaters at all. And just like when I go to see Craven, I'm going to be there to see, Aaron Taylor Johnson's body. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But some other things that were spotted within this trailer. Yes, like I said, there was a little bit of comedy. Some felt it was a bit too much. But we did see some other
too much. Have you seen these Sony films? I mean, my God.
Of
you
course.
should walk away with something.
Yeah. Well,
by the way, the first Venom movie technically was too much comedy, and do we not remember the nightclub scene for a symbiote that's supposed to be vulnerable to sound waves?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's dancing in this movie with that chick in the freaking casino.
Yes.
Like, oh no, the sound. Yeah, whatever. So much for a weakness.
Yeah, what's her name again? Miss Chang or something
Yeah,
like that? Yeah, love it.
you know.
But anyways, so movies dropping in October, but let's take away some things from this trailer because yes, I agree with you, Chiapette. It is going to be a mess. We did see some characters. Now, as you can see, those three characters right there. You've got Toxin, you got Xenophage, and you've got Scream. So just want to put it out there that yes, of course, it's. I know some of us already know, but some don't. So we want to put out that Scream's first appearance is right there in Lethal Protector 4, and Xenophage's first cameo is within Venom the Hunted #1. So just want to clear that up. Now I know that Infamous Jeb, shout out to Infamous Jeb because he did. I think it was him who reached out to Key Collector to give them the information because yeah, the actual first full appearance of Xenophage is in issue #2 of The Hunted, which it's pretty interesting because I did see over on CBSI that this week we got issue #1. Now I guess it's because people go based off of what they can gather as information from online or Key Collector or any other website. um, the Hunted #1 came in at #3 on CBSI. So if you really want the first full appearance, you might want to pick up issue #2. Um, Canadian Survival is saying, I'm definitely less knowledgeable than you guys, but I have enjoyed the Venom movies. Hey, look, I think if you take it in as just a regular movie, right, and you don't connect it to what we've gotten, in comics or what we've known as Venom, then yeah, I think it's look. My wife enjoyed the movies, right? She loves them. She even loved Let There Be Carnage. So I'll just leave it at that. Like she has no ties to comics whatsoever, so she found it to be
And
enjoyable.
look, the thing is, like, there I have a lot of bias. Like, I just do not enjoy Venom without Spider-Man. I feel it's too important. And yes, I did participate in some sort of theater.
Yeah,
Um,
Hamlet,
no, I was Big Julie twice in Guys and Dolls. I was Captain Brackett in South Pacific. I was I,
Juliet, and Romeo
I
and Juliet.
I was the no, of course not. I was the father in the monkey's paw, which that was crazy. For
Yeah,
the final scene, we used strobe lighting, to imply that the wife is using the monkey's paw to wish away the sun
yeah,
oh no, I'm wishing away the sun while it looks like the sun's corpse is killing her. And that was eighth grade. That was some hot shit for eighth grade.
I
You
love it. Cliff in theater. I'd pay to see that. But anyways, back to Venom. First appearance of Pat Mulligan. You obviously know one, it's Venom versus Carnage is that #1 is a Clayton Crane cover. I love the cover.
Yep.
So it's so good. And then you've got where Pat Mulligan becomes Toxin in issue #2. So yeah, again, I'm not seeing these books exploding. They're staying exactly where they've been for the longest time.
Yeah, because
Um,
who actually is sitting around be like, ooh, toxin. Like,
yeah,
like whatever.
yeah,
Um,
no, dude, this is the only one that sorry, not this one because not many people have caught on to the fact that this is the first full appearance. So if you're interested, you might want to pick that up. But
don't worry, give it half a week, it'll boom.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think people are watching this show, so we'll see if Key Collector or whatever apps updates, then maybe. But I am seeing the Hunted #1 there on the right side of the slide that is making charts. So it came in at #3, like I said, on CBSI. But besides the point of these comics and these characters, we did see the return of the actor who played the Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man. So here he is now looking like a hobo Jesus, playing hipster or whatever, playing.
He's a hippie. He looks like a hippie. Also,
Yeah,
what timeline is like? It doesn't make I can't make sense of Venom. The timeline, what universe we're in, the alleged rumor that 10-year-old Peter Parker is in this movie,
yeah.
and that Venom has to protect him.
So that is exactly the thing, is it's kind of confusing. Now, we did see also the bartender who was at the end of No Way Home, right? Where the
Yeah,
symbiote stays, a piece of the symbiote stays behind in the main MCU universe. So here he is also within now Venom the Last Dance. Now, looking at this, you have the Lizard, looks like at a different time, so maybe later on. I'm not too sure. So I don't understand how it would make sense to see a 10-year-old Peter Parker if,
Well, no,
See,
because this is supposed to be him younger and hippier, even though he's clearly older in real life. Like,
he looks older, so I don't know how that plays out. But regardless of the
whatever.
fact,
It's just, I guess it's an Easter egg because they got nothing better to do. I'm nauseous.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, the only thing like, I always said, watching the first Venom and the second Venom, I always felt like, especially with what we got in No Way Home, that Andrew Garfield literally says that he never had the opportunity to fight an alien, right? So I thought this was a good time to line that up, get Andrew Garfield's universe tied to Venom's universe, and let that be a thing, right? They can do something with that on its own. But clearly, if they are going to go that route, this is the only possible thing that I could see, them making reference of that
I
possibility, but it
I
doesn't
do
make
not
sense.
know. I do not know what goes on behind the scenes, but I swear that Sony keeps making terrible Spider-Man adjacent films, and Amazing Spider-Man never seems to get better as a comic book. And I swear that they're intertwined. They're intrinsically entwined in some kind of cosmic "I'll fuck you unto death until you fuck me to death" situation.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't disagree, man. It's a big mess. It kind of
it's
looks messy
awfully
already.
suspicious. It's awfully suspicious that Ultimate Spider-Man is allowed to be wildly successful, right?
Yeah.
But not Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, man. But anyways, Venom looking kind of messy already just from the trailers. We'll see. I can assure you I'm not going to go out to theaters to watch it. Kind of like this question that came up from Michael Baker. Did my wife like Madam Web? She's never watched it because even myself, I've never watched it. I refuse, even
Oh
though
my
on
god,
Netflix.
even when it's on Netflix, just so you can sit there and go, wow, it's terrible.
I literally want to watch it just for Sydney Sweeney. I'm one of those. So that's the only reason. Other than that, I have no interest. But
Hey, Taylor
let-
Lautner is the only reason I watch Twilight.
there you go. So let's move on to a different trailer, a more fun one, which was Deadpool and Wolverine. That's right. We got a little ticket push trailer that came out, and let me tell you, it was pretty awesome to hear the rather than black and yellow, we got red and yellow, which was really cool. I like that. I gotta say the marketing campaign for Marvel's sole MCU movie dropping this year has been incredible. You gotta have a ticket to get the necklaces. There's just so much stuff that is going on marketing wise that I just think is amazing. Now, we got the trailer. We saw some things, some Cassandra Nova, but of course, this is what everybody was talking about because we saw what seemed to be Lady Deadpool's legs, and literally, we already have comparisons
Do
taking place
you know what I
online.
hope this is? Do you know what I hope this is?
Ryan Reynolds.
No, do you well actually so you remember the video for Celine Dion for the second Deadpool film, and the Deadpool dancing on the stage is actually a male dancer. It's not Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. That
I
I
hope
remember.
that this is the male dancer from that video. Like
Yeah,
that's what I hope this is. And
yeah,
it's just like, and then the camera goes from this to the guys, and in
yeah.
the background you just see Taylor Swift just like doing shit as Dazzler, like ah.
So So that's the thing is like I want to shed some light on Chia Pet saying that he doesn't think it's going to be either of the two. And which two is he talking about? Well, as you can see here on the slides, we've already got people online putting the legs together. I think this is absolutely nuts that people are doing this and going to these extremes. They got Blake Lively on the left, possibly being Lady Deadpool, and then you've got Taylor Swift possibly being Lady Deadpool. And again,
I gotta say the Blake Lively measurements look
look,
good.
it lines up well. It lines
Yeah.
up very well. I will definitely give it to them on that one. But who knows? Maybe it's Vanessa. Don't forget, she's in the movie, right? The girlfriend.
Yeah. But why wouldn't she just be Domino or you know,
I'm
or
not
the
saying
other
it's gonna be her, but I'm saying I'm just adding to what Chia Pet's saying is what should be neither of the two. That would be even more
listen,
fun.
part of me feels like honestly, I don't know. There's this little part of me, like I don't care, but I do care. But
Yeah,
but there's this little part of me that feels like it's gonna be Dazzler.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, I want to see Taylor Swift as Dazzler. I think she definitely could pull that off at 100%. I think it would be neat if it's Blake Lively, although Vanessa's in the movie, so I don't know how this plays out. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see. But guys, just to show you the extremes people have gone to already to see who it might be. Pretty funny. But another thing that was spotted within the trailer, the actor who played Juggernaut seems to be there as well. So if I'm not mistaken, Cliff, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this actor actually came out saying that he was not part of the movie at all.
Okay, like literally every other person is like, I'm not in the movie, and it's
Yeah.
like, but yet we think we saw you.
Yeah, exactly. Uncanny Swag saying more X-Men. Yes. So it's again, we're gonna be seeing a ton of people within this movie, man. I can't wait to see how this plays out. Speaking of ton of people, Lefteros has finally made it to the show. What's going on, Lefteros? Appreciate you coming to hang out tonight. We went through your FOC picks of the week, and I definitely encourage you to catch Cliff's opinions on
It was more F than OC.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, so again, new Deadpool trailer dropped. A lot of people definitely already starting to do the breakdowns. I think this leg lineup thing really absolutely like
I would love to assist Michael Baker with some leg lining up.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Baker, you heard it straight from Cliff himself. But if that excited you, well, hold together, baby.
Oh my God, do you see the tongues?
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't even see the tongues the first time around.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
They are there.
Oh my goodness. Are y'all ready for your new Fleshlight Cozy? Because that's what's coming here.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, and there's so many ways you could, like honestly, like when you're done, like you could order like one of the custom Fleshlight inserts because you're gonna need a big one for this, like, or you just make a Susie at home, like you did as a kid probably because you got a bunch of freaking filthy pigs, where you like got the latex glove in the middle and some jelly and that you got the rubber bands holding the sponges on the ends, whatever you freaking perverts did as children.
You know too much.
Like,
you know too much.
Yeah, because y'all all did it. You know what? Like, I'm just like, I'm like old school and raw. Like, I'm going to school and kids are talking about making a Susie. I'm like, what the fuck is making a Susie?
I still have no idea. But Cliff, besides doing all that, you could just simply eat your popcorn. I just want to put it out.
You are hilarious. Oh yeah, because the video didn't show fucking hot butter streaming down Wolverine's face. Yeah, because like that didn't happen. This shit is wildly perverse. I'm totally here for it. I cannot wait for all the OnlyFans material that these are going to provide because that fucking Doom bucket gave me at least 3 hours of sexual entertainment from dudes. Like one dude made a whole music video about like, I'm gonna fuck this Doom bucket. It was hilarious.
Yep.
Yep.
Crazy. I didn't know that, but thanks for sharing.
I can send you the clips later. It's great.
Yep. This is the world. Yes, this is the world. So yeah, man, definitely, dude. I as much as we laughed about this, I think it's an awesome way to fire back at the Dune bucket. This I can imagine
it's an attention getter.
Yeah,
it's like, hey kids, whose face do you want to fuck tonight, Wolverine or Deadpool?
It's nuts, absolutely nuts. But let's move on from this bucket or these buckets. Let's talk TMNT, guys. We spoke about it at FOC, and I told you I would reserve my thoughts because, yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 already hits 140,000 pre-orders ahead of FOC. So that's what it's looking like right now. And now it is passing FOC tomorrow, I believe, is the cutoff. So that being said, guys, I do want to say a few things about this book. Now, the blank, I think, is a good play. I do think so. Like we said, right?
Great play. Great play.
If you're going to be hitting up conventions and whatnot, I would even keep an extra copy or two because I do think that people are going to seek them out eventually. They want to get those TMNTs because you don't see them so often in blank covers. But 140,000 pre-orders ahead of FOC. Now look at this, guys. This is just on League of Comic Geeks. Okay, look how many covers that have already been shown. Mm-hmm. You've got the open orders, you've got retailer incentives, which, by the way, that ASM 151 homage at the bottom right of the retailer incentives, I think that's very well done. We spoke about Nakayama's negative spaces where he's continuing to do such. Well, there you go.
With Raphael, beautiful.
Yep, the exact same. But this right here is just the open order covers, the retailer incentives. Now, of course, there's ratios, right? Which we can talk about in just a second. But oh, sorry, I didn't want to push that. So this is what we see now. Plus, there's the retailer incentives. I will tell you, I know for a fact there's a lot more exclusives to come. There's Clayton Crane, who has limited to 300. You have one of each character, right? So you've got Donnie, you've got literally everybody, Michelangelo. It's, again, add four more. Plus, I know some other exclusives that are going to be announced very shortly. So all this to say, there's so many covers available, especially the exclusives. I think it tanks the ratios. I don't know how you feel about that.
It does not tank the ratios, right? Because you order so many, right? So, like, for instance, when my LCS ordered the Thundercats exclusive, and it was a joint venture, right, between them and Very Gary Comics and a few others, right? So like they had to order like 4,000 copies of the book, right? And then of course the guys split it 4 or 5 ways, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when you order the 4,000 copies of the book, you got all the ratio incentives because you're still, even though it's your incentive, your store cover, right? You still have to order that amount. So the ratios will exist, and they'll be out there.
Now, it's funny you mentioned Thundercats because I want to put some emphasis on that in particular because I am going to compare it to that because it did see more or less the same numbers, and so far I imagine we're going to see more when it comes to Teenage
There was
Mutant
over
Ninja
100 Thundercat covers, by the
Turtles.
way.
Exactly, and that being said, when you look at the ratios for Thundercats number one here, I'm looking at a 1 in 150 right now on eBay. That's sold. It's sold for 82 Canadian dollars. So it's selling way below ratio price, and that's what I'm talking about. Is I know that this book is going to 500, meaning a 1 in 500 that is available.
Yep.
So you got to factor these exclusives. Anybody pumping an exclusive, anybody who's going to be releasing an exclusive is going to get those numbers because they have to hit a certain amount of prints, right, in order to get
Yep.
that exclusive. So you are already putting so many ratio incentives out there into the wild that it's going to be easily accessible to. So it's going to tank the value, is what I'm saying. Now, I do think some covers might hold when it comes to the ratios. I really like the 1 in 75. I think it's gorgeous. We'll see how the 1 in 500 holds, but I
The 1 in
imagine
500 is most likely to hold.
yes, that's definitely going to, but I still think it does go below ratio price. I think you'll be able to pick it up, give it a
For
few
300,
months.
400.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't go too crazy. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to take business
I mean,
away.
look, at the end of the day, a lot of this is about get what you like. I mean, this is the divisive thing of the audience, right?
Yeah,
Some people are collectors, just collecting,
yeah,
right? And some people want to flip. If you're just collecting, get what you want. If you live in both worlds, make your best decision. If you're just gonna flip, you already what your mission statement should be.
yep, yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. So, but all that to say is, if you are collecting just solely based on, let's say covers, like you said, you're collecting, a collector, and maybe you just want the covers. The exclusives have some nice ones. I think the open orders have nice ones. I actually really like the cover A. I like that Campbell one there where they're staring down the sewer. There's really some nice ones, but
If I was going to be really, this is me personally, if I was going to be really hardcore about turning a profit on this book, I would target the blank covers,
thank you.
you know?
Yeah, I
But
agree with you.
yeah, because then you just go to events where you get banger artist versions, and then that's it. You have you don't have a 1 in 500 or a 1 in 1,000. You have a one of a kind,
Yeah,
and that's it.
exactly. But yeah, so just wanted to shed some light on that when it comes to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now, because yes, 140,000 copies pre-ordered so far, and I could only imagine how many more we're gonna get come the final order cutoff. So we'll see.
Oh, Free Agents #1 also has a blank variant. Oh my goodness.
It does. But anyways, let's talk some Star Wars, Cliff. I want to talk about this because
Oh, we got to
yeah.
do a Star Wars. Okay.
Did you watch the Acolytes at
I
all?
did. I did.
So
I did.
here's the thing, okay? While praised by
One
critics
thing,
with a 93% score, the Acolyte is the Star Wars title with the lowest audience rating ever on Rotten Tomatoes, sitting at 31%. That was at the time of this article. So it is interesting to see that critics obviously give it a high score, and it's being somewhat bombed by the audience.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of the last, like, there's all these people. Oh, it's so woke. Why would they? And I'm like, the last problem this has is wokeness. It's got all sorts of other problems. Like,
yeah,
like, again, it did not kick off. Like lightning. So like that's a problem for me. Like.
Yeah. It sits. By the way, it sits at 28% right now.
Yeah, of course, because some people just did it. Whatever, they're just dumb. I don't even know. But the bit very well said. What did I very well say? I say a lot of things.
I think it was about the TMNT stuff. I agree with you.
Yeah. So my sorry, my web browser is being a jerk. Yes.
No problem. No problem.
Anyhow, whatever. The point is, I like the actors. The story's fine. Some of the effects, settings, etc. It looks like third world. Oh my god, that's such an ugly expression. It looks third tier, not top tier or second tier, right? I don't want to sound like an ignoramus when I talk. Is it because of the popcorn buckets? I was like, you know what, Left Arrows, if you want to join me and Michael for some, leg alignments, we could do this. I don't care. I don't care if Blake Lively's there. I like a good time, and I like some good energy to make things happen.
Yeah. But yeah, you were saying
we're talking about the Acolyte. So it was fine, but it's 2 episodes in. Listen, Andor, I think they gave us 3 episodes of Andor at once. Is that correct, if I'm remembering?
I don't remember if it was 3.
I feel like it was 3. And it was only the end of the 3rd one where I was like, ooh, something's happening. And then the 4th one, I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. And then by the end of the series, I'm like, fuck the Empire! So the show built upon itself, but it was not typical Star Wars. This is set in the Old Republic. And again, it is dangerous, the things that go on behind the scenes without thinking about fans and fans' expectations. Fans are obsessed. You've got a whole 2 generations of people obsessed with Old Republic lore and Old Republic games.
Yeah. Now, there's certain things that I saw people nitpicking, like example, the fact that there's fire in space, right? And it's not the first time we've seen fire in space.
I was gonna say, if that's what they're nitpicking, they need to stop. That means that they hate the original 3 Star Wars. I mean,
exactly. I was just gonna say that. So
we're not here for those levels of perfection, I can't even. But I am here for, I don't want it to look second rate or third rate, and at some points it did. I thought the fights we got were beautifully choreographed. I did enjoy that. But also, how many Jedi do we got in here? We got like 5 Jedi, and I was just like, what is this? And things like watching a Jedi get killed, right? It's supposed to be shocking and alarming, and it wasn't. I was like, well, I guess this is how we're kicking the series off. It was just it just, the things that it needed to accomplish, it just didn't. It just imposed upon itself, So it's not perfect, but it's also not terrible, and it's not terrible for the things that people are accusing of being terrible for.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is one thing that Chiapet said that I agree with, is that the show is a mystery box. If the mystery fails, the show will be terrible. If it's a good mystery, then it's going to be good. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
I hope it's a good mystery box. So far, I'm fairly intrigued. But do I wake up thinking oh, should I check if there's a new episode? Did I finish this? And no, no. Do you know what show landed and had me sitting up and thinking about it every day? X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Every day I was thinking about, ooh, that new episode is coming. Ooh, that new episode is coming.
Yeah, I would say that X-Men 97 did that, and Loki season 2 did that for me. Both of those.
That was only for you. But the point is, you and your friend who reviewed it. That's it. Literally no one else. You're in the 1% of people who felt that way for Loki.
I was happy to be in that 1%. I enjoyed it. So
look, you know what? Do you remember the movie Shallow Hal? Right?
Yes.
Right? If you thought you were dating Wonder Woman and you believed that you were dating Wonder Woman, why should I come and ruin that for you?
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I think that's good. But yes, no, Loki was awesome. Don't start with me. Anyways, moving on from
Oh, I'm
Star
sorry.
Wars. Moving on from Star Wars.
The acting was great. I will give you that.
There you go. Godzilla minus one actually sets historic first time record. That's right, because the film is the first one in history to occupy the number one spot on both Netflix and iTunes simultaneously. I did watch it. I loved minus one. I don't know if you did.
I love minus one. I saw it 3 times in theaters, twice in color, once in black and white. I've watched it twice on Netflix. Oh my God. It is like,
Yeah.
and also it's so funny because I finally watched it like just dubbed.
Yeah.
And look, if no, I'm not exact. Am I Shallow Hal?
You did become Shallow Hal. Continue. Remember his friend kept telling him he was...
Well, his friend is the villain though, because his friend is the one who gets what's his name to break him of the hypnosis, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
So like, no, I am Shallow Hal. Like, well, I don't know. One day if I'm dating somebody and they're actually like not attractive, but I can't see it, like, don't ruin that for me. And
Fair.
don't do the reverse. If you see someone hot dating me, don't you go feeding them all sorts of lines like, why are you dating that fat guy? Don't you do that?
Fucking clip. But anyways, back to Godzilla. Yeah, you enjoyed minus one. It was
Dude,
I loved it.
It was the first Godzilla movie that legit, yes, George Costanza had his tail in Shallow Hal. It's the first Godzilla movie for me that other than the American one, which I'm not even going to get into.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's fun in its own way, but again, expectations.
Yeah.
But it's the first one that I know of that focuses on the humans, you know, and there's a very human story going on in the midst of the Godzilla of it all.
Exactly.
You know? And Godzilla is legit terrifying. Exactly. Like I know we should be afraid of Godzilla, right? But this movie gave you every reason to be afraid of Godzilla.
Yeah.
You know?
Because like you said, it brought that human side.
Right, there's that human side. Dude, when those reporters were hanging on the building, I was like, get off the building, you dumbasses! He's gonna just turn and take you out.
Yep, and then it falls.
You know, and dude, scene after scene, I was like, no, Godzilla, don't turn.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was great, but I'm happy to see that it's holding the number one. It was holding the number one spot on both Netflix and iTunes simultaneously. So, yeah, just wanted to shed some light on that. But moving on, I don't know if you saw this news. Now,
I did.
Ant-Man and the Wasp star Evangeline Lilly has announced she's stepping away from acting, not just the role of Wasp, but acting in its entirety. So, stepping into Your Dharma replaces the fear with fulfillment. I might return to Hollywood one day, but for now, this is where I belong. So, I mean, props to her for just wanting to step away, I guess, and you know, focus on, you know, just normal life again. But in my opinion, missed opportunity, because I really wanted to see the Wasp die within Quantumania. I really wanted to see some weight to that film, either her or either Ant-Man himself. Like, somebody had to bite the bullet in the movie, and I felt like the ending
you're so cruel.
I'm not cruel.
If so, you are. And also, if someone had to die in that movie, it probably should have been the first Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But although I do think if you want to make Kang menacing, it needed to happen, in my opinion. But yeah, so she's stepping away.
I mean, technically, Kang killed all sorts of other characters, just not any of the main cast.
Yeah, but I think it's time we saw some main cast, and I'd be okay if it was either of the two. I do like how it ends with, you know, Scott Lang living happily in his bubble, but it seems that
not
his
even
bubble is
entirely
not
his
his
bubble,
bubble.
because there's that part of him thinking like, wait, is he right? Are there more Kangs?
Yeah,
It's like, bitch, he's right. There are more Kangs. Watch out.
And absolutely everything hints to the fact that Kang is kind of what seems to be in control at the end of that movie. Where even the cake itself is green, purple. So there's just a lot of reference there. But anyways,
and the Council of Kangs is present at the end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But besides the point, I do think we could have gotten something with this character. I mean,
listen,
good.
I'm lucky that they gave her any lines at all. All right. So you do understand the whole thing where she was on Twitter and she was like defending people's like right to whether or not they wanted to be vaccinated, whether or not they wanted to wear a mask, all
Yep.
of that. And then of course she got that got shut down super fast.
Yep.
Right. So, and then I really felt like her role was genuinely diminished in Quantumania.
Yeah.
So, you know, I actually felt bad. I was genuinely happy that at least they wrote the concept of her character in that movie well. Like, she took over the family company. She really made it into a force of good, the best that she could. You know, she's killing it. You know, she comes back for Scott because she's like, I love you, you idiot. I would never leave you alone to die.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was great. And I thought that the Ant-Man Wasp team up to take out Kang was, you know, was a proper send-off.
Yep.
But I just feel bad about this. I've always liked her as an actress. I you know, and even though the Ant-Man movies, I love them for their comedy, and they actually are very well executed special effects.
Yeah,
you know?
they are. In my opinion, they are.
Yeah, the stories don't always work 100%, but overall they're entertaining and rewatchable in my eyes.
Yep.
So
especially,
yeah, I don't know.
the first two. I enjoy the first two.
Yeah, I'm like, I even enjoyed the third one. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
but
same.
I don't know. I feel bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on in her life, but like this, whatever this is, like, it just makes me feel bad about whatever's going on with her personally.
Yeah. But yeah, she's stepping away, so it is what it is. But since we're talking cast and MCU, apparently the next Avengers will reportedly have more than 60 cast members. Now, check this out, guys, because we have a source here, Rejected Scooper, who tends to be pretty much on the ball. Has a full list of characters that are possibly going to be appearing within the film. So you've got the Fantastic Four, Wolverine, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Clea, God Loki, Sylvie, Mobius, Hunter B-15. You got Miss Minutes, the Deadpool Corpse, or what's left of it, because we don't know what's going to take place in Deadpool. And then on the cosmic side, we've got Captain Marvel, Adam Warlock, Quasar, Phyla Vel, Thor, Gore's daughter. You've got the Eternals, Rocket, you got Nova, which, yes, please give me Nova in some kind of form, please. You got Star-Lord, the Ravagers, Groot, Gamora, Hercules, Drax, Mantis, Nebula, Kraglin, and then moving on to the grounded characters, apparently we're going to have White Vision, Captain America. You got obviously Captain America, Sam Wilson, not Steve Rogers. You got Sentry, Black Panther, Hulk, Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Gaia. You got Wong, Blade, Shang-Chi. You got Kate Bishop, War Machine, Miss Marvel, Hulkling, Wiccan, Scar, Speed, Black Knight, the Scarlet Witch, Echo, Ant-Man, Wasp, Snatcher, Spider-Man, Scar. Dude, this is huge, by the way. This is a lot of people that we're naming at the moment. Sorry, I said all these people already. Scar.
Only Scar. Speed, Black Knight, Scarlet Witch, Echo.
Echo, Ant-Man, Wasp. Well, Wasp, it looks like it's not going to be the case anymore. You got
No, because they could just recast her. And if they've learned anything, it's just fucking recast and keep rolling at this point.
Yeah, so we said all this. So moving on, it's Nick Fury, Valkyrie, America Chavez, the Midnight Angels, Yelena Belova, which we all know, Ironheart, both Hawkeyes. So apparently there's going to be both of them. You got Scarlet Scarab, which we haven't seen since Moon Knight. Falcon, you got Shang-Chi's sister, who's going to be there. Don't even ask me to say that name. You got Luke Cage, you got Elsa Bloodstone, Jessica Jones, Agatha, Axel Heimdallson. You got Man-Things. So I don't know if there's a plural there, but I think it's going to be Man-Thing. Red Hulk, Iron Fist, the She-Hulk, and then you got Clint Barton, Ghost Rider, the new one.
Why would you say Clint Barton again? Come on, list.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand as well. And then you've got U.S. Agent, Abomination, and M'Baku. Now, if that's the case, this is a huge one. I really hope that it's simply because, kind of like in Infinity War, we're going to see them lose again. That's pretty much what needs to.
My whole plan for this movie, in my heart of hearts, is the Fantastic Four arrive and are like, we have to defeat Kang. He is moving through time and space against us, and we have to operate now. Now, Mr. Fantastic arrives with this news, right? The current state of the Avengers being that it's kind of like whatever. They're like, well, shit, who are you? In the meantime, over in Wakanda or Haiti, Black Panther's son is stolen, right? His mama loses her mind and starts calling in every freaking Wakandan favor she's got left in the vault, right? Especially because, essentially, the bloodline, the child of the bloodline, he's been stolen, right?
Yeah.
So one team of Avengers goes after Kang with her. One team of Avengers, the Young Avengers, teams up with Iron Lad to fight him in the future. The Fantastic Four grab another group of Avengers to go battle Ramatat, right? And then at the end of the film, they all fucking lose.
I love that.
Right. And then when they all lose and they're like, oh no, what's happened? And all these characters that we've broken up, they reconverge at the end of the film. It's Battle World, right? Because the fragments of time and space that they were in are now in this converged space. They're greeted by grown-ass T'Challa Jr., right? And then, of course, she just has her fucking quivering moment of how is this my son? All that shit, right? And then, boom, cut to, Secret Wars is coming.
Yeah.
That's just my dream. Just my dream.
Yeah, this is a great dream. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty interesting. You captivated me, and I was into that. But yeah, man, I do want to see something on a scale as such where we do see all these characters. Maybe it's gonna be in that form where groups are gonna break up and go at different points in time. Who knows? But this is a huge cast. I don't see certain characters that I thought would be in this, but I guess we'll see. We don't know.
I didn't see Patriot's name in there, and we got him too. I was like, don't worry, there's still time. There's still time to course correct all this.
Yeah, I agree with Chiapet, by the way. He said this in the past, and I really strongly believe that Battle World already exists, and it's the Void.
How is it the Void?
Have you not seen the Void and how much stuff is already there? I really think that's probably where it's going to take place. Probably at
that'll be where it takes place, but we don't have the Battle World, right?
Yeah,
that's the point. The point is everything goes haywire because they've lost. Oh, they're battling these Kangs and they lose, right? And they have to reconverge somewhere. It should be the official Battle World, which if it takes place in the Void, absolutely, but we don't have an official Battle World yet.
Not yet. But I do think it does seem pretty fitting to be the place for it to take place. But we'll see. This is a pretty
and God Loki will be like, well, shit, what do we have here?
Yeah, time to let go of the timelines and fuck shit up. But yeah, so we'll see. These are all just rumors for now. You got Chiapet saying the TVA or Kang or Doom will send the stuff to the Void. So yeah, gearing up. I'm pretty pumped about this. But one thing, and probably the last thing we'll talk about tonight, I want to show you guys this, and shout out to the Latverian chat and the Comic Book Corner chat. Of course, Gear Up 260s here. Neat feature that got added to eBay. We were talking about this over in the chat, and we're quite a few people in there, a little over 100. eBay adds a great feature showing average sales for books that you can literally look up. So, example here, you can see, especially if you're a seller, right? You can go into. I'll show you guys exactly how you can find it, but you can see average price sales within the last 90 days or whatever it may be. So here's a little example, and shout out again to Gear Up 260 because he sent me this video within the chat. But you can see here, over on the application, you just go onto your selling at the bottom right. Now this, of course, is his. Okay. Not mine, so shout out to him. But you see there where it says product research, you can click get started, and then once you get started, you just type in a book. And for example, here he went with Amazing Spider-Man issue 300, and you're gonna see it shows you the average sales, right? So for the last 90 days, what it's been selling for, the average shipping cost, and so on. So I think it's a neat feature added on by eBay. I don't know what you think about that, but
I think that's great. I think that's absolutely great.
Yeah. So when you're looking at books now, it's kind of especially if you're listing, right? You want to make sure that you're within range because you can see what books are selling for at an average and, maybe undercut or whatever it may be.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, because basically all you have to go on is go collect and cover price.
Yep. Exactly.
And both have their flaws. Cover price, its flaw is you don't know if that 9.8 that just sold is a regular 9.8 or a signature series 9.8.
Hmm.
That's something that's missing from cover price, for instance.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point. I'm sure Matt. They Matt from Cover Price. The entire crew loves hearing feedback, so that's a great feedback. But I think now having the option, especially on eBay, directly where people are selling, it's a selling platform to see the average sales, let's say within 90 days. And it even says that you can go even up to 2 or 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So that that too is pretty neat. I'll try to find it within the video, because it says here. So I don't know if you see it. It says research items sold on eBay over the past 3 years. Compare pricing, view trends, and what competitors are doing. So when you click get started, that's pretty much how you can see it. So I think it's great. Yes, it's a great new tool. Gear up, Armin. I agree with you. I think it's awesome. So I'm happy to see that, man. That we as sellers or buyers now have this option to see these things, right? So not to overspend on something unless you really want it, or
Yep.
yeah, if you're listing, you know how to stay within a fair range. So
I mean, like, listen, I use the FMV from Cover Price when I'm doing these online auctions, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go like X amount under fair market value and see if I make it. And if I make it, awesome. And if not, no sweat.
yeah. So there you go, man. Guys, that was the hot topics. That was the show. Cliff, thank you so much for hopping on again. And of course, again, like I said it earlier, 49 episodes. You've been on now, what, 3 times? I hope to get you again because it's always fun. The energy is there, the information is always there, and it's just awesome to chat with you. Gear Up saying even on eBay will take into account the facsimiles and reprints, so it will not be perfect. There you go. So that's
Yeah,
also a fair point. But Cliff, let the people know what you got up and coming. You were talking about your interview that's up and coming as well, so let the people know.
All right, on S Vaughn 87 on Comic Book Addicts, Tuesday night, 10 p.m. I'll be there with Scotty Vaughn. We'll be interviewing John Boy Myers. Monday nights, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Council of Comics, New Keys and Hot Comics. We're going to do a lot of this again. And Wednesday night, it's New Comic Book Day with the Council at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I have a little break, and then Saturday morning, I return for more Comics and Coffee with Cliff, and that will be great. And then I think that you'll catch me on Mad Spidey at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Saturday night as we fill in the void left by all these people attending Heroes Con. It's gonna be great.
There you go, man. So that's awesome. And of course, guys, for myself, this Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be over on Cover Price. I'm going to be hanging out with the guys over on Cover Price, going through some of the fun stuff, the sales that took place within the week. And of course, we tend to go off rails, talk about some of the, news that dropped within the week and other things as well. So definitely come and hang out with myself and Cover Price. I will throw this up there. Again, do subscribe to Cover Price. Show them some love because they're officially on YouTube putting out some great content. And of course, if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button because I'm going live. Episode 50 of the weekly comic wrap up. It's a big one. It's a milestone. I hit 50 episodes. Not bad. Not bad.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, the channel has been active for a year now. So, yeah, I think it's time we give back to you guys. So, episode 50 just might be a big one. That's all I'm going to say. So, guys, thank you all for coming by, hanging out with myself and with Cliff tonight. Dan Delatorre, appreciate you. Yes, he's going to be on the Comic Kingpins tomorrow night. I just might be as well. So, keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, appreciate all of you. Chat. Hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget, come hang out with myself and the guys at Cover Price over on their channel this Friday night. And I'll be back next Sunday. So have yourselves a great week. Much love. Felt good to be back. TiVo. Nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. Guys, have a good one. Adios.